Good morning, Sycamore. It's time for our literacy lesson, and it's a really exciting day because having done all of your research about moles, we're now finally going to read Mrs. Mole, I'm Home and find out what happens to Morris Mole. So here's the front cover of the book. And what I've done is I've put the book onto the slides so that you can see all the pages, all the words and all the pictures on your screen as I'm reading it, which means while I'm reading it, you can join in with the reading too, and you can look at all the pictures. So I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller and we're going to start. Mrs. Mole, I'm Home by Jarvis. So, move myself out of the way. It had been a very long day at work for Morris Mole. Morris's feet were aching and his eyes were so tired. Here's Morris, look. Wonder if you can guess where Morris works. Have a look at the picture. Gordon Ratsey's. Where does Morris work? That's right. I think he works in a restaurant. And there's another picture of the restaurant of all the animals enjoying their drinks and their dinner. He couldn't wait to get home to Mrs. Mole and the children, but he had a problem. Morris couldn't find his glasses anywhere. Well, said Morris to himself, I ought to know my way back home by now. And so off he burrowed. Look at the picture. There's Gordon Ratsey's where he works. Distance, not far. Conditions, muddy. Why might the conditions be muddy for Morris going home? Think about what sort of animal he is and where he might live. Yeah, he's got to burrow. Because remember, moles live in burrows. They live underground. And here's Morris's little map to get home. Home, sweet home. Let's see how he does. Up he popped. Do you think he's at home? Mrs. Mole, children, I'm home, said Morris. I'm not your wife, said Mrs. Bunny. You're not our daddy, said the bunny children. Oh dear, terribly sorry. My mistake, said Morris. So he wasn't home, was he? He popped up in the rabbit's burrow. And there are all the little baby rabbits looking quite surprised to see Morris. And off he burrowed. Up he popped. Hopefully he's home now. I'm home, my little ones. Give your daddy a kissy kissy, said Morris. This isn't your home, said the owl family. You're kissing our tree, said Baby Owl. Oh dear, yuck, I'm awfully sorry, spluttered Morris. So he's not home at all. He's popped up to where the owls live. And off he burrowed. Up he popped. Now look at the picture. Where do you think Morris is now? Have a look, there's some clues. Do you think he's somewhere cold? I think so. I'm home, my gorgeous family. Gosh, it's chilly in here. Let's get the fire on, said Morris. It's always cold. It's Antarctica, said Baby Penguin. This certainly isn't your home, said Daddy Penguin. Oh dear, goodbye, chattered Morris. And off he burrowed. So he definitely wasn't home, was he? Look, he's arrived at the South Pole, Antarctica, where all the penguins are. That's not where Morris lives. Up he popped. Now, do you think he's home now? There's a little worm. Maybe. I'm home, my darlings. Oh, and how marvellous. You've run me a bath, said Morris. This is our swamp, not a bath, snapped Crocodile. And you better skedaddle before we have you for dinner. Oh dear, that's not very neighbourly, yelped Mr. Morris. And off he burrowed. Where had he arrived? the crocodile swamp. And look at the sign there, no diving. Morris had burrowed his way into many different homes. Look at the map. So he started at Gordon Ratsey's restaurant where he worked. Then he ended up where? The rabbit's burrow. Then, if you remember, he kissed the tree. He got to the owl's house. And then the next time, remember it was really cold, he ended up in Antarctica with the penguins. And then he thought Mrs. Morris had run him a lovely bath, but he ended up in the crocodile swamp. And not one of these was his home. Let's see if he gets home now. Oh dear, I'll never find my way home, cried Morris. Look at Morris's face. How do you think he's feeling? Pretty sad. But then he smelt something familiar. Something delicious. Sniff, sniff. Worm noodles. Why do you think he likes worm noodles? That's right, because moles, who we found out already, love to eat worms. Up he popped. Mrs. Mole, little ones, I'm finally home, said Morris. Oh, I'm so happy to see you, said Morris. Dad, we're over here. Oh dear, my mistake. I can't see anything without my glasses, said Morris. They're on your head, silly, laughed the children. And look what Morris had done. He'd walked in and went to give the grandfather clock a kiss. Who's over here? I think that's Mrs. Mole. Does she look happy? She's got a bit of a cross face on. We missed you. We were so worried, said Mrs. Mole. And I missed you too, said Morris. I will never, ever lose my glasses again. Let's just go back. Where had Morris's glasses been the whole time? A bit like Miss Tate. She puts them on her head and forgets they're there. Do you promise, Daddy? I promise, said Morris. Mrs. Mole, I'm home. Look what happened to Morris the next time he tried to get home. So that's the end of the story. So Morris had forgotten he'd had his glasses on his head the whole time and he couldn't see anything. So what I want you to do now, I've attached a little worksheet, little comprehension for you to answer some questions in full sentences with your capital letters and full stops and finger spaces and beautiful handwriting. And all the answers are in the story. So you've got the whole story on your screen and you can keep scrolling through the pages to help you answer the questions. So you'll need to get your red workbooks and a pencil and the worksheet, and then you can use all the pages of the story to help you answer the questions in full sentences. And that's what I'm going to be looking out for. Full sentences with your beautiful handwriting, your capital letters and your full stops. See if you can do a super job. Okay, off you go, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.